President signing through what essentially amounts to another layer of government today, this one on trade enforcement. Republican Senator Tom Coburn says the timing couldn't be worse. What do you make of this, Senator? Again, a new layer, which I guess would be okay if we were taking a prior layer out, but we just pile on.
It's hard for me to make something of it. There's got to be responsible people in positions now that can do that. This is about management. So if you're going to create something new, you really ought to be eliminating something with $1.3 trillion worth of deficit coming this year. I'll wait and see till I see the details of it and see what they've done. I'm not going to be too critical of it yet.
But I've been critical on this show, certainly, of this propensity on the part of Washington to, when it makes changes or comes up with agencies or new oversight committees, this consumer protection agency is a good example. You're not getting rid of, not you specifically, but you're not getting rid of any underlying agencies that exist. In other words, it's just a pile-on. And I guess people do out the structure about chain of command and what have you, but doesn't it, because leaving aside the money waste, doesn't it confuse people all the more?
Well, it could. Again, there's no additional money supposedly spent by the government because it's coming from existing funds. The question is does it cost you as a citizen more money in terms of how you approach a bureaucracy? It's a political election year change that says I'm working on these problems probably more significantly than any substantive change in policy.
But when it comes to policing, whether it's trade in this case or securities fraud in the case when we had to crack down on Wall Street, isn't the issue not more cops, not more regulations, but smarter cops, better regulations?
Well, it's neither of those. It's better management of what you're doing today. The fact is I'd say in a lot of government we have incompetency at the top of a lot of positions, and instead of getting more for less every year, we get less for more. And so good management, effective accountability in the agencies that we have will go a long way in curing a lot of our problems.
But we don't, as you said, get that. I'm thinking of the GAO separate report on these redundancies, that you might be right in this particular case, it's going to use existing funds and not cost more. Hope springs eternal that you're right there. But we do know from the GAO that billions extra has been spent in these redundancies. So you would think that alone would give people pause.
Listen, I'm about to go nuts on the fact that we now have what the GAO has given us last year and this year, 177 places where we can actually make billions of dollars of savings, and the Congress has done absolutely nothing. Harry Reid has put not one thing in relationship to the GAO report from 2011 on the floor. And I don't fault that as the administration. I fault that as Harry Reid not allowing those kind of amendments, those kind of programs to come and eliminate some of this hundreds of billions of dollars worth of annual waste.
All right, Senator, we'll watch closely. Thank you very much,
all right,
Senator
good to talk with you.
Meanwhile, the Republicans race for the top of the ticket today. Did Democrats just help Republicans pick their number 2?
Cranberry juice?